Okay, so continuing with part 2, going back in here, because it didn't load. So after the stories, you have album, which just shows all the cards you have of that particular girl. Pretty simple. Again, these ones we'll be talking about when we get to the middle section. Oh, I'll have the sound on. Since today is Nozomi's birthday, I'm going to be focusing the rest on her for individual girl stuff. Some more pets. So then the button below this data suit button with the uniform on it is the presents button, where you can just give the girls presents. You can also go press that little button with a weird little character in the shop to go to, well, the shop. Don't remember which of these presents she likes, but for a girl's birthday, they always have, like, her favorite present that you can buy up here. So I'll get, let's say, like, 10 of these. Let's give her that. I got a new secret, I got a new story episode for her, and this is telling me that, like, if I want to go to her card thing, I now have a second slot open, which I'll get to later. And as per usual, the girls give me presents on their birthday, which is weird, but okay. Oh! Is this I haven't even gotten to that yet. Oh well. So... and then this button below the presents is where you can change them into various outfits. You know, since it's her birthday, I'll give her... I'll let her wear something else besides the uniform. Let's do this one. But as you can kind of see here, I do have another slot open for another card to put in there, which again, I'll get into later. So then this button down here is training, which I'll get... No, actually, let me just do it right now. Sorry. So you have different times for training. You can do it for 10 minutes, you can do it for an hour, you can do it for 4 hours, or you can do it for 8 hours. If you have a 4-star card, unless it's a promo or the birthday cards, because they don't have it, there'll be another option over here, or a really early 4-star card, because I don't think they have it either. That is special, and special 8-hour training for that costume. It doesn't do anything extra, it's just like a different... It'll just give you a different animation. So let's do 8 hours. Oh, also that button down in the corner was so that you could see, like, what card you have currently. So if you didn't want to do a certain card. Now, let's say I don't want to end this quickly. So I click this, the little yellow microphone, or megaphone looking thing. And then it takes these green megaphones, and you can either do a sports drink, which takes 100 green megaphones and gives off 10 minutes. You can do towel, which gives off 1 hour. You can do lemons, which takes off 4 hours, or you can do multiple sports drinks, which takes off in 8 hours. So, but you still get all the effects for doing this. You just cut out the time you wait. You get 700 affection points and 700 EXP for the card. And like 280 points towards this, which I'll go over later. Now, you press the pink button if you want to put her in again, and again, the card check button so you can see what card is currently active. But I don't want to do it again, so I'll press this blue arrow, which it says Modoru, or back. And then I'll go back again and go back to the classroom, because that's where everyone is. And now let's get to, well, okay, first, I have an idea what this button is, but I'm not going to press it. This button tells you how many people are in training right now, and there's no one, so there's no one. Now let's get to, now of course the button, like this thing up here, is announcements. So now let's get to this book down here, the classroom diary, which is also in the menu. So you can't access it from anywhere that you can access the menu if you don't want to go back to the classroom. And these are your tasks. So the daily tasks are in order: clear 5 stages, pet a girl 10 times, or pet 10 girls once, or pet 2 girls 5 times each. Just do 10 pets. Have a girl trained 6 times, it's the same thing. It doesn't have to be one girl, it could be multiple girls, it could be 6 different girls, you could do 3 girls twice, whatever. And do 3 multiplayer matches, which can be either of the different types, but again, we'll get to that when we get to multiplayer. Then this tab has normal tasks kind of thing, like these are a lot more long-term. There's a ton of them, full 10 pages, so I'm going to link a spreadsheet that has translations for all of them, which I got from the Battlegirl High School Reddit, by the way, which is also very helpful, and I'll also probably be linking that down there. And then this other tab is event tasks, and currently these tasks are for Nozomi's birthday. So, like, if you do battles, you'll get this, which I think is a room item. If you pet her 25 times, you'll get a gun crystal. Like, there's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, you gotta pet her 10 times, gotta give 50 presents, and you gotta do 30 battles to get them all. 50 presents tends to be the hard one. Like, I barely managed to do it for Renge's birthday, but it is doable if you spam out a certain multiplayer winning game, but we'll get to that later. So that mostly covers here, well, except for the present box, which I may as well pick up. I may do the other room stuff at a later date. That's a little bit more complicated, I guess. There's a bunch of stuff going on there, but like where I went before to go see Sarone, Kanon, and Shiho, like that's basically where you can store your girls. You can have them in there and in the classroom at the same time. Like Kanon, Shiho, and Sarone are still in their big room and they're also in the classroom, and usually I'll put the girls that I don't tend to put in the classroom in there so that I can still go see them. The only thing you can't do from there is put them in training. But anyway, so may as well collect all of these. Oh, I also should mention that you get the green megaphones for logging in as well. You get various amounts depending on the day. So that's why you tend to, like, collect them pretty quickly. See these, like, these exclamation points you'll see from this bag and also from somewhere in the back of the room every so often. And these are, like, little mini-stories. Like, for example, this is a Kurumi story, but I'm gonna skip it because I don't feel like going into these. You get a little bit of affection for the girl, and you'll also unlock that. So, like, if I go to Kurumi, go to her status, go to her stories, I go to the mini stories, and you can see that I've unlocked it. I've actually unlocked 2. So, I suppose that's that for now. Oh, well, I guess there's another few things. Like, around the classroom, there are announcements and stuff like that, so you can click on those and they'll take you to things like this. Will take you to the gacha and whatnot. But anyways. Next is the Battle tab. This is the battle part of the game's name, I guess. Like, it makes sense. They're girls in high school and they battle. Battle Girl High School. I'm probably not really going to show off the battles that much right now. I'm probably going to save that for like an extra video where I show off all the different weapon types and stuff. Because the loading already takes long enough. But I will show off the different stuff available to you here. If this game loaded quicker, these videos would probably be shorter. So I just want to check. Okay. I did I made it so that it's unlikely that we'd run into there being not enough space. People who've been playing the game probably know that the artwork for these little character panels have changed. Because they used to be in the old uniforms and now they're in the new sailor suit style uniforms. Well, the middle schoolers always had sailor suit style uniforms, so they just now have like the white and blue instead of their old like green ones. So here's the battles. So normal, like, story chapters is what I call them. You have a story section, well, you have 3 story sections and 4 battle sections. On normal and hard, you get 2, as long as you S-clear the battle sections, you get 6 gems. If you don't, you get 3, as long as you just clear them. And so as long as you S-clear all the battle sections, you get, what is that, 9 plus 24, you get 33 shards per story section, which is pretty good. You need... Why am I not? Why is it taking a while? You need to clear about 8 of these, like, story chapters to be able to get up to, like, 250 or so, which is a little better than if you play on easy, where you only get 2 by S-clearing each of these, battle stages. And it takes, I think I figured out it was, like, 15 to get over 250, which I'm saying over 250 because you need 250 shards to do a full pull. You may not necessarily want that many, like, or, isn't phrasing that weird, like, you may not necessarily feel like, sorry, this is not coming out right for some reason. You may not necessarily feel like you want to go up to 250 because, just to say, the rates for getting 4 stars are pretty good in general, and the way that the new gacha system works, it's almost not worth it to save up to 250, but I mean, I feel like you do have a slightly higher chance of getting a 4-star if you do save up. But anyways. So, if I go out a little bit. Once it loads. Each arc is split up into several parts, like part 1, part 2, part 3, blah 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 blah. This is part 3, kind of special. It's a little bit separate from the rest. And these little, like, sound things on the top tell you that it is fully voiced. Because not all of these will have it, but, like, all the main parts, all the main arcs do have full voice. So, get started with Arc 1, then we had Arc 2. There are these separate parts that kind of take place after Arc 2. Then there's Arc 3, which takes place in the past, actually. Before the huge Irosu invasion, and also the cause of the huge Irosu invasion, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Then there are these sort of recap chapters, which are not voiced. Wait, are they not? No, they're not. No. Or they may be partially voiced, but like not fully. So we have one for Arc 1 and Arc 2 right now. I think Arc 3 ended too soon to have one for it. Then there are the voiced versions of the idol stories, voiced versions of the marching band story, and this has not been voiced yet, but there's an event for the third arc that is also here. Now let's go in here for a moment so that I can just go to the events page. So we have the current event that's going on, which basically how you play this event is, or how you play events in general. You go to a stage in the event. This team, there we go. Which this team I'm using because you get extra points in the event if you have girls that are part of the gacha for that event as your team members. It's even better if you have their cards from that, but I don't have any cards from the current gacha. And these 3 girls are all from the current gacha. I have 4 stars of all of them. So then you go press the Sukie button, and 5 times per day, you get to choose a like, sort of guest member. So, like, let's choose this Miki, for example, and let's say I replace that Denge with her. So then we press the pink button to start. Let the stage load in. Oh, we get some nice comics. Events are a little weird in this game. It's taken me a while to figure it out. But basically, you just gotta keep playing the stages over and over and over and over and over and over and over again to get points. And, like, the more you play the stages, like, you get a multiplier for doing so, and you get more points. You don't get any points at all, I think, if you aren't using a girl that's in the gacha. And you do get more points if you use, like, her card from the gacha, at least as a sub-card on your card. So, I'm not showing one of the main battle stages, but I am showing this one. And this one should be pretty quick. Oh, also, I guess I could have gone over it, and I will for later, but, like, each battle will have certain things that you need to do to get the S clear. For the first arc, it's a little more complicated. By the second arc, it's usually completed within X seconds, which I'll probably be able to show later. Anyways, let's switch to the Miki. And so, there's unfortunately a little bit of lag, which might make this hard, but for gun, which is the weapon type Miki uses, you need to flick every so often so you can reload, unless you have the card is auto-loading, which a few cards are. Yeah, this is a little bit too much slowdown. I should have probably chosen an easier one. But anyways, on the bottom there, it shows that if you get an 11 combo, you can use the special move. Really good. It's kind of what you want to do. You know what, I'm just gonna switch to Shiho for right now. I will do, again, I'll do an extra video going on all the weapon types. Because the game actually makes it pretty easy to do something like that. For now, you're getting a little preview of a few of them. Okay. Not gonna do too many more battles. And I unlocked a little thing for Miki, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. Or the Ramune that I got. In fact, this part's getting a little long, so I'll continue going over some of the event stuff in part 3. I don't want this to go too much longer, so after this I'm going to try to speed things up a little bit. So, see you guys in the next part.